Have you ever walked away from a workplace conflict wishing you had said something in a better way or wishing you had handled the situation better? Do you ever play in your head over and over again a workplace argument wishing you had said something different? Have you ever avoided handling or addressing a conflict at work, hoping that it will just go away, however, only to realize that it just made everything even worse? Today, I'll share with you strategies of handling workplace conflicts in a way that does not come across aggressive. Tip number one, identify what really bothers you about that situation. Remember, in resolving this conflict, the focus is on the situation or behavior that does not serve you well. So, for example, instead of saying to the person when you're resolving the conflict, you are disrespectful, rather, you can say something like, when deadlines are missed, it impacts my work too, as an example. In other words, you're able to articulate what is the behavior or the situation that you did not like and how that impacted you. Instead of saying you are lazy, right, which attacks the person or the person's character, you rather say when tasks are not completed, right, it increases pressure on the rest of the team. Another example, you are always late. You are generalizing what you're saying, but rather in seeking to address the behavior of late coming, you would say, when meetings start late, it cuts down my time to prioritize on other things. Another example is when you feel disrespected. Instead of saying you don't respect me, rather you say, when my input in meetings or conversations or when I put through my contribution and it is dismissed, I feel disrespected and this stops me from contributing effectively. Let me add two more examples that are typical in the workspace. Something like someone making errors. Instead of saying you are careless, right, which comes to the generalizing component, you rather say when you send me reports with errors, it affects our credibility as a company. That's another example. Or when you feel that you're speaking to someone, this could be a manager per se, but the person is just talking back to you, they are just not listening, right? You rather say, when I am interrupted speaking to you, I feel like my ideas are not being heard. Tip number two, have a clear goal when you are trying to resolve a conflict as to what do you want to achieve. Do you want change? Do you want understanding? Do you want cooperation? It's very important that you clearly articulate what you want. This avoids vague complaints. When you're trying to solve a conflict without clarity of what is the goal, the conversations can spiral into a blame game. It just creates defensiveness and it turns into complaints like, you never support me. This is unfair. I'm tired of this. The question is, what are you trying to achieve? And that is very important. As I have said earlier on, if you're trying to solve a conflict, go with a specific goal as to, do I want change? Therefore, what different behavior do I want going forward? Or do I want understanding? By this, do you want to be heard or understood? Or do you want cooperation? Here is another important tip, the very last one that I'm sharing with you today. Choose the right moment. Avoid tackling conflict when emotions are very high. Remember, a calm mind equals clear communication. Timing can make or break the conflict. In other words, wrong timing can lead to defensiveness, can make the conflict spiral out of control. You have to be having a clear mind for you to be able to say, this is my goal, for you to be able to clearly articulate the goal that you want to achieve, for you to be able to render that understanding that the next person requires from you as well, and for you to clearly hear the next person. And this is very important. At times, it requires you to say, hey, we're not going to talk about this now. Let's revisit this later. Okay. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, or comment below. I'd like to hear from you. Thank you.